Hello and welcome to Ticket to Life. This is Henry. I hope that your summer is going great. It is the third, well, I guess it's the second week of July. Geez, I'm trying to make time go faster than what it is. Uh, anyway, I hope your summer's going well. And if you're at home with the kids, I hope you're having a good time and making some good memories. And if you're not home with the kids, just keep checking on them to make sure that everything is okay. And when you haven't heard from your kids, you better call them and make sure definitely that everything's okay. But I just wanted to talk real brief and apologize, I guess, for last week's podcast a little bit. I felt like after I heard it, because I had to go back and edit it, I felt like I was scolding some of the parents out there. Shame on you for not reading with your kids. It was about reading and literacy here in the U.S. and how most third and fourth graders are not on reading level and the importance of it for their future. And I gave you some stats about where most people, not all people, but most people wind up if they don't know where they wind up in their life if they don't know how to read. So it's just an important thing. And I myself I just love to read books. So that's my whole thing. I didn't want you parents out there to think, shame on you, because I wasn't. I just appreciate the thought that I didn't get any nasty emails. But anyway, let's let's go on to our next topic. So today I am going to talk about desires. It's not that really kind of desire, but I thought I'd add that into there. So why do we want what we want? Have you ever thought about that? Desire. We all have desires, whether it's wanting to love or wanting to be in love or find that love or being successful or peace. Oh, peace on earth. Recognition, money or adventure, security, or simply 5 uninterrupted minutes of bathroom time if you're a parent. And we all want something, especially if you're a stay-at-home parent. Nothing quite nice as going to the bathroom instead of going, Mommy, Daddy, are you in there? I remember that. I just remember seeing little hands coming out the door. Are you still in there? Yes, I'll be right out. So anyway, those are the fun things of parenting. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why do I want what I want? Are desires something we're born with? Are they shaped by our childhood, biology, trauma, personality, or addiction to social media? Have you ever asked yourself, why? Why do I want these certain things? So I can actually be happier, live a happier life, healthier life. That's why you want them. But is it? What is desire? The most simplest desire is just feeling of wanting something that we don't currently have. Sometimes it's physical, like being hungry or thirsty. And for me, that's quite often. So those are the things I desire in life. Other times it's just emotional, like wanting to belong, to feel appreciated. How many of you felt unappreciated yesterday or today or last week? It's so important to feel appreciated. I always like to say in any job, everybody needs a little pat on the back. Just saying, great job. Hey, this was a good day. Thank you so much for helping me make it a good day. That's hard for some people to say. I don't know why, but it is. But we don't currently have people who want to say things like that because it's hard. So they just think you're appreciated. But words mean a lot. So desire isn't inherently, it's not bad, it's not good. It's simply part of us being human beings. Being a human is difficult. So Aliens on other planets may have it easier than we do. I'm not sure. Oh, I know you're all starting to freak out. She's seen flying saucers. No, I'm just saying, making a joke there. Without desire, we probably wouldn't invent or create, fall in love, raise children, start businesses, or pursue a dream. It pushes us forward. The challenge isn't that we have desires. The challenge is understanding why and which desires help us grow and which ones leave us constantly chasing something that's literally out of reach. Desire helps humans survive. They just help us survive. And we desire food because starvation was deadly. We desire shelter because exposure could kill us. We desire relationships because living in groups increased our chances of survival. Our brains reward these behaviors with chemicals like dopamine, making us feel motivated to repeat actions that increased our chances of staying alive and feeling alive. The interesting thing that I know I talk about the brain a lot, but our brain is amazing, is that our brains have changed nearly as fast as our world has. Thousands of years ago, it was difficult to find food. Today, food can be delivered to your front door. Yet, our brains still crave more. The same goes for approval. Some people say, oh, I don't care what people think. I don't care if they approve of my behavior. But deep down inside, you kind of do, because you wouldn't be saying it. Now, once upon a time, being rejected by your community could literally threaten your survival. Today, rejection might just be someone not liking your social media post. But our brains often react as if it's life or death situation. Now, who doesn't like to belong to something, someone? We all have the desire to belong. One of the strongest human desires is belonging. People want friends, they want families, community, acceptance. No matter how independent we claim to be, most of us still want to feel seen and valued. This desire shows up everywhere, from school cliques to workplace, churches, sports, neighborhoods, and online communities. Sometimes we'll even change parts of ourselves just to fit in. I know I have. I know others who have done this. I mean, gone to extremes. Have had surgeries just done so they can fit in and look well, taking GLP other than for diabetes so they can fit in and kind of look like everyone else. This is dangerous. Sometimes it can be dangerous because it sacrifices the authenticity for acceptance. Because belonging shouldn't require becoming someone you're not. Now, how many of you have had the desire for love closely connected to desire to just love and be loved and love someone? Why? Because love provides a safety, comfort, connection, hope. For many people, relationships become mirrors. They reflect back how we see ourselves. If we don't feel worthy, we may constantly seek relationships that validate us. Sometimes that's why people stay in unhealthy relationships. They're not chasing love, they're chasing worth. So if they feel worth in a relationship, even if it's a horrible relationship, they're going to stick around. Now, learning to separate your value from another person's opinion is one of the healthiest things you can do. Just realize, wait, am I happy? Is this what I really want for me and my family? Now, how many of you have dreams of achieving things? I know I have. I wanted to achieve a podcast and I did it. Is it fun? Yes. Sometimes I'm like, I got to do podcasts. But once I get into it, I just love it. This is why I do it. Now, many people desire the success from it. Am I successful in my podcast? I'm okay. I mean, I'm not hurting, but I mean, I don't make money off of it. But I do it because I want to, because I know that I have helped certain people. Because when you have a request to speak about something, I feel like, they think my word is of value. So that makes me feel good. But of course, success means different things to different people. For one, let's say you're going to start a business, that's hard. And for another, it's raising kind children who are kind to everyone. Yeah, they're going to have their own personality, but it's just such an important thing to teach our kids to be kind and respectful. Again, if you're respectful and kind in your household, it's going to mirror, your kids are going to see everything you do. And hopefully they will grow up and instill that in their kids, and so on and so on and so on. Now, for someone else, it's simply having enough peace to enjoy life. With no kids, no grandkids, no pets, just that's their peace. And that's fine because they're happy. I guess some people are. Achievements satisfy our need for competence. We enjoy seeing progress, checking things off a list. I'm a list person. I like to check things off. I like learning a new skill. Now, sometimes I stink at it, but at least I can say I tried it. And completing a difficult project. This problem begins when achievement becomes our identity. It is our worth, depends entirely on what we accomplish. We'll never feel like we've done enough. There's always another goal, another promotion, another milestone, or another mountain to climb. Or something someone else has that you want. Why do we compare ourselves? I know I have. We compare ourselves to others. Comparison has become easier than ever. Open your phone, and within minutes, you'll see someone richer, prettier, smarter, funnier, more handsome, more organized, more apparently living the best life ever. If you hear paper rattling, that's because I have my notes today. But what we often forget is that comparison is based on incomplete information. We're comparing our behind the scenes, someone else's highlight reel. Comparison fuels desires that we may not ever thought of having. Suddenly, we think we need a bigger house, a newer car, a perfect vacation, a flawless family photo. Not because we truly wanted those things, but because we saw someone else with them. I want what they have. We just recently took a picture outside with our grandkids. I had my one of my granddaughters has her goggles on. My grandson is not smiling, but you should see the smiles on my husband and my face. We are just happy as can be. We love our grandkids so much, and they are such a blessing. And we all have flaws, and it may show up in a picture, and it may show up in your personality. Our desires are influenced by childhood. Many adult desires begin long before adulthood, A child who rarely felt heard may grow into an adult who deeply desires recognition. Someone who experienced instability may really crave that security. And someone who received love only through achievement may become a perfectionist. Understanding our desires, where they come from, isn't about blaming our parents. It's easier to blame someone. It's about recognizing patterns. Awareness gives us choices. Instead of automatically chasing every desire, we can ask for, is this really what I want? Or am I trying to heal something from years ago? Or going back into that childhood that was not a happy childhood and passing it on to your family? We pass on things that we grew up with, and sometimes they're not good habits, as we all know. The good, the bad, and ugly in life. But it's our goal as human beings, as adults, to do our best to show our children, to show others respect, because respect and being kind that goes a long, long way. You may not get paid for it, but you sure make people feel good when you respect them and you're kind. Is it healthy? Yes, that is healthy. Being kind and respectful is very healthy. Now, speaking of healthy versus unhealthy desires. Not every desire deserves to be followed. We all know this. Healthy desires often bring growth. They encourage connections of learning, like reading, learning another language, or purpose or compassion. Now, unhealthy desires usually revolve around endless validation, revenge, or trying to fulfill emotional wounds with temporary pleasures. Now, money isn't bad because we all need it. Power isn't automatically bad either unless we abuse it. Recognition isn't bad because it's a good thing. You feel valued, but don't let it go to your head. But when they become substitutes for inner peace, they never fully satisfy us. It's like drinking salt water. The more we consume, the thirstier we become. I had a friend who is, she's kind of quiet. She's around people, very friendly, very kind, and very respectful. But when you get her talking, it's like, whoa. So one day she came out and said, I don't think y'all have any idea how much power I have. I have so much power at work. I am powerful. Again, recognition isn't bad. Power isn't bad. Just don't let it go to your head because it makes others go, ooh. Okay, I'm almost through. I didn't realize I wrote so many notes. I guess because we all have desires. Now, gratitude matters. One of the best ways to keep desire in perspective is gratitude. Gratitude doesn't mean giving up on ambitions or an ambition. I'm having trouble speaking today. It means appreciating where you are while you're still working toward where you're going. Those two ideas can exist together, and we can dream bigger while appreciating today. I've always said, live in the now, don't live in the past, don't live in the future, live in the now, appreciate today. Gratitude reminds us that enough isn't a destination. Sometimes enough is a mindset. Enough can be a mindset. Did you know that some desires can actually reveal our purpose? Yeah, what matters to us. Someone who desires certain things, let's say desires helping others, may work in education, healthcare, nonprofit work. Not every desire needs to be ignored either. Some desires point us toward a purpose. You know, sometimes you pray for something and you don't get that prayer answered. But then later on, something else happens and you're like, aha, that's why that prayer was answered in a different way. And later on, desires are something we all have. And it's okay. So I think here's some good questions worth asking yourself. This week, kind of reflect. Just reflect on your desires. Think about it. And not by getting on your phone. Write them down. You know, old school pen, pencil, paper. And one of the questions I would ask myself is, because this is why I did this, what do I spend the most time thinking about? What desire keeps showing up in my life? And it could be anything, anything. And you don't realize it, write it down. Am I chasing for approval, fulfillment? Do I have goals or someone else's expectations? If nobody applauded me, would I still want this? These are literally questions, don't always have answers or easy answers, but they are worth asking yourself. Being human means wanting. We all have dreams. We all have needs. We have longings. We have hopes. And the goal isn't to eliminate desire. Let's understand it. Because when we understand why we want something, we're much more likely to pursue the things that actually bring joy instead of things that simply keep us busy. So this week, instead of asking yourself, what do I want? What do I want? The one small question may change how you see yourself and the life you're building. Because again, we all have desires. If you don't know where to turn to when you see these things or you feel lost, I can honestly tell you, I got a guy, and his name is Jesus, and he can help guide you. Best therapist around. If this episode made you think a little different, I hope it did, about what your own desires are, what your wants are, share it with someone who might enjoy the conversation with you too. Might be a good start of her conversation. Hey, do you have any desires? Do you have any wants that you always thought about? All I have to say is thank you so much for listening today. Oh, I did forget one important thing, my disclaimer that I usually put at the beginning of my podcast. And that disclaimer is Ticket to Life are my opinions and my thoughts. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a love guru. I'm not a therapist or a life coach. I am Henrie. And these are just things to think about because we all have desires. And guess what? It's okay to have desires. You should have a desire to pray to God, and he can answer your prayers. I promise your prayers will be answered eventually. So this is Henrie. Until next week, thanks for listening, and please go find your blessings.